Too Far Enterprises. And I thought I was through for the day, but this video is to correct something I said earlier in the video Black Prosperity Problem. And what that means basically is it seems like everyone is against black folks prospering, even black folks. And what I said was, if someone, especially slaves, are no longer here, that their beneficiaries supposed to benefit from their free labor and from their murders and rapes and breeding and stolen money and all the things that I mentioned before and a lot more. In fact, I might sit down one day and just try to think of all the things that befell our ancestors. But I just want to write this, put it right. It's not benefactors, it's beneficiaries. In the law, if someone is wronged and they're no longer present to receive their debt or award, then their beneficiaries will get that. Everybody knows that. It's happened with the Jews, the Japanese, the Indians, and all types of people. So why is it a problem when it comes down to black people? That's because you don't want us to prosper. That's because in truth, we are the parents of civilization. People don't like to hear that. But every time they start digging, and you dig around long enough, you find out that your real ancestors were black. And you know, one of the things, when you have and grow up with a hatred like a lot of our children have, then you don't want to be a child no more. You want to be the parent. A lot of children want to be the parent of their parents, and their parents let them. And this is where we made a major mistake. Black folks have to start standing in the lane and in the shoes that they were meant to stand in, instead of living the lives that somebody else wants you to live. Now, also I want to comment on Amy Chen. It seems like somebody put out a video telling her to stop taking up for black people, or trying to deter her from the way she feels about things. Okay? Now, I will tell you this. I had a video that was put out, and it talks about, you know, an Asian geneticist trying to prove that Asians did not actually come from Africa or have African ancestry. And that didn't turn out well at all. So you can go back into my, I may do another video on that. But if you look, you find all the things you want to find. You can find video games. You can find things that you want to benefit you, you know, entertain you and everything else. But most people won't take the time to find out about history. So I'm going to give you a little bit right quick. Across the United States, the typical household has about 6 times the wealth of the average black family. Oh, but in New Orleans area, white families hold about 13 times the wealth of black families. In a study, and the first of its kind, pertaining to local wealth and national trends. Now I guess I know why they call it the Dirty South. So, getting back to Miss Chen, she has made a decision to live her life, and she thinks on her own. So you Europeans that are getting on her case, you need to leave the sister alone. And I'll tell you something else, brothers and sisters, people who look like me and people who don't. Anybody with the truth is my brother and my sister. Okay? And so I don't have this real hatred of no one. But I hate some of the things people do, and there's no way in the world I could love somebody that murdered and raped and did my ancestors the way they did. That's crazy, okay? And I don't ascribe to that type of thinking. Something else is that the truth of the matter is when you go woman to woman, man to man, I don't care what shade, color, or whatever you are, if you have been in the service, if you've been in school, if you've been, just out here working, you understand that black people are not inferior to no one. And so you keep them down because you do not want to give up your competitive edge. Before I go, let me say this. Black folks, stay in your lane. Get back your true self, your spiritual self, okay? I know we need money to survive, but is money more important than giving up who you truly are? For money has become our real God, our overarching value. It is our ethnic, our totem, our consuming ambition, our foremost measure of success. Its backside shadow obscures the most unsavory of means employed to accomplish its concentration in the hands of its priests. Its appetite trivializes the borders of good taste and sovereign nations. Oh, how lonely, how foolish seemingly, how futile even it has become in our country to strive under any star but money's. But there is no sweet above it, no potion more poisonous to the basic notion of one person, one equal vote democracy. Small wonder our national spirit is husk empty. We have more information but less knowledge, more communication but less community, more goods but less goodwill, more virtually everything save that which the human spirit requires. So distracted have we become, Satan, this new need or that material appetite, we hardly notice the departure of happiness. Now you choose what makes you happy. And I'll tell you that human nature in most humans means right and wrong, truth versus lies, making a decision of how you're going to treat somebody, not based on what somebody tells you, but based on experience. Demetra K is how I first saw this Amy Chen. But I will tell you this. First, I don't have any brothers. My dad was in the military, and I found myself in a godforsaken country where I looked like I was the only one. But they had more than me. They had about 2 or 3. And I will tell you, the first person that actually looked out for me didn't look nothing like me. Okay? In fact, him and Amy could have been sister and brother. So I don't have no natural affinity or hatred for none of the children of the earth. But I've always championed the side of right and truth, and to stand up in front of that evildoer and to tell them that they're wrong. Stand up, Black America. Stand up, the people of this world, because only you can let them get away with it when good people sit down and do nothing. Thank you. 2 for Enterprise.